Hey Liz,
Hey,
how's it going?
living the dream.
Perfect. Love to hear it. Okay, so today we wanted to do a video on things that we wish we knew when we were younger. Some of these will be lighthearted and funny, and some will be more serious, like real things we wish we would have known. So, Liz, if you want to go ahead with the first one.
Okay, the first one is that you should never ever use a facial scrub daily on your face in order to clean.
So, background on that one, Liz was using this Young Living scrub, which worked great, but we both got the idea to use it every single day, twice a day. And after probably, what do you think, like 6 months of doing that,
Oh yeah.
our skin was so damaged. Our pores were like so open. Our skin just looked old. So, take it from us, don't use facial scrub every day. The next thing is we want to remind you of the importance of washing your face twice a day. When we were younger, we never washed our face besides in the shower. I think I probably had like years and years of makeup caked up on my skin until I was a mom before I started washing my face every day.
And even like when we were in the shower, it's not like we were using face wash in the shower. Like by that we mean like when the shower rinses on your face, that was considered washing our face.
Yeah. And so my skin at this point is so damaged that now I'm trying to reconstruct it from all the years of damage. I actually just started using the CeraVe moisturizing wash and I love
Welcome.
it. Besides the maskne from our lovely masks, because I work in healthcare, the rest of my skin is starting to look clear. Probably not in this lighting, but it is. I swear. Another thing is you want to use retinol. I use it daily. Liz, didn't you say that you didn't think you were supposed to use it daily?
I don't use it daily because it can be like super harsh on your skin. So I don't use it daily. And then also, I don't know how true this is. So like, don't take my word for it. But I've heard that it can also like it has properties that increase depression.
Oh.
So just coming from a background of dealing with depression, I don't use it every day because I want to try to avoid that. I don't know. Again, don't know how true it is. Not a doctor, but
Yeah. I also use a moisturizer in the morning with sunscreen in it.
which brings us to our next one: moisturizer and lotion. Not the same thing. Not
True.
the same thing.
Yes. I'm using the CeraVe moisturizing lotion in the evening on my face.
Yeah,
But it's
that's what I use.
regular body lotion or hand lotion. Yeah. Oh, my thing went away. Credit. It can take years to build it up, and it is so important. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have bad credit, you're not going to have a place to live. You're not going to have a car to drive unless you buy it with cash. So it's super important when you are young to understand what credit is and actually start building it up once you turn 18, or if you have parents that will help you with a credit card before you're 18, that is helpful. Liz, I know you can talk a little bit on credit because you bought a car and you wanted to talk about buying a car.
Yeah, that's another thing is nobody ever taught me how to buy a car. And I bought one a year ago and I still don't think I fully understand how to buy a car because I feel like it was super easy for me because the dealership that I went through, they had a partnership with the bank that I use. So it just like automatically the two I was already using like meshed and worked out the whole loan thing for me. Had they not done that for me, don't think I would have a car today. I think I just was driving my old car. So I feel like we need to like, you have to understand these things. Like you obviously have to buy a car at some point in your life or lease it, like whatever, same difference. But I feel like we need to start teaching people when they're younger, like how to buy a car. Like that's a real life problem they're gonna have to face.
Yeah. I know I had like a personal finance class, like my last year of high school. They kind of just like threw it in as an option, but I just feel like, I don't know, when it's in high school, like a lot of like students don't take it very seriously, so they don't actually learn. Like I wish there was a way to like actually like embed it into teens' brains how important these things are, because that's probably one of the most important classes that you took in high school was personal finance. You learn about like taxes, which is my next thing. Like, what the hell are taxes? Nobody really knows what they are when you're 18 years old, you know?
Yeah.
But I wish there was a way to make that class more like engaging for students and more real life, and like let them know how important those things actually are, because they're not going to be like, oh, when am I going to use this in the real world? Because you're going to use it every day.
Well, and I remember when I was in high school, like the two options for like my senior year were AP Calc or personal finance. And I remember people always taking like, if you took personal finance, it's because you didn't really want to like have a hard math class in your last year. And I took AP Calc because I thought it would look better on college resumes.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like no offense, but I feel like personal finance would have been more beneficial for me because I feel like it would have been more realistic. And
yeah,
I mean, I don't think I've used AP Calc a day in my life. Like maybe calculus in general, but AP Calc, I probably should have taken personal finance, and maybe I would have been able to figure out how to buy a car sooner.
You said it so right too, because you thought it would look better for colleges.
Yeah.
Like in high school, you're pushed so much for college, which brings us to another point. You don't have to go to college to have a good life or have a career. Trades are okay. Or if you know what you want to do and you have a path that you can take it without a degree, go for it. Like, you don't have to go to college.
Or even community college. One of my biggest regrets is just not, I mean, I guess not a regret because whatever. But yeah. I guess like one of the things that I debated with so much in high school, I remember, is whether or not to go to community college. And I just felt so much pressure because I was like a smarter student and I was going to community college, and I felt like I had so many like negative thoughts about me for doing that. And really, it would have been the same thing. Like,
yeah, it made you feel like you weren't going anywhere if you went to community college, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, I was gonna say something and I can't remember what it was. Hate when that happens.
Me too.
Anyways, you can go ahead with the next one. I'm gonna overthink it until I can think of what it was.
Okay. I was gonna say, I guess we'll move on to the next one. My next one is that you definitely shouldn't start drinking coffee at the ripe age of 6 years old.
You will have anxiety.
Oh yeah, and you will be addicted to caffeine and coffee. So
yes.
Here's to that.
Oh my god.
Learn from me.
I finally broke my addiction. I'm very proud of myself.
Can't relate.
I remember what I was going to say. I think it's so important to job shadow. Like, get out into the workforce and see what it's actually like to work in these positions that you are going to go to school for. That way you know if you actually like what you're signing up for and spending all this money on.
Yeah.
And I am all about people shadowing me at my job. So if you are interested in health administration, come and hang out with me for a couple days and I will show you what it's like. So we had your resume. That is another thing that they should be doing in high school. And maybe they are now. I guess I don't know if they are, but how
right, we're old. We graduated way long ago.
I know. I don't even want to say how long it's been for me. But how to form a good resume, and that you need to be changing it for every position you're applying for. And one thing I like, oh my god, the kids are going crazy. One thing that I have started doing that I found that is beneficial is putting a highlight section on there and highlighting like accomplishments you've had at your current job. It kind of like summarizes everything, but like shows them your strengths in a different way, more creative ways. I like to do things outside the box. Anything on that?
Nope, covered it all.
Okay, travel while you're young before you put your roots down. You're like, oh, that's good.
I agree. No, this is something I've been trying to do more of.
Yeah.
I was always right out of high school. I was so focused on like my job and working and all of that I never traveled. And just this past, I guess, like 8 months or so, like when COVID kind of started to get better, when it was getting better, I started to travel more. Even just, it wasn't like outside of the country or anything, just in the States and everything. But it's so nice to like get out and explore different things and figure out like what you want to do. And I just feel like every time I go somewhere, I just come back with like a whole new perception of like my life and what I want it to be and all that. So
yeah, no, I love watching you travel. It's so fun. I'm living vicariously through all of your posts. So while my kids are screaming in the other room and I'm just pretending it's not happening. Speaking of traveling and having a traveling bod, no, I'm just kidding. There's really no traveling bod, but I'm just saying you always look great in a bikini. Potatoes do not count as vegetable. They are a starch, and I am guilty for eating potatoes with almost every meal. Well, definitely breakfast and dinner. I'm such a potato girl.
Yeah.
But really, they don't count as vegetables.
No, unfortunately, they don't.
I know. One thing that I used to always do when I was in middle school, so young girls, please listen to me. Don't dye your hair by yourself. I dye my hair every color in the book, from just a little coloring kits from Rite Aid. And one time I was in 7th grade and it was like midnight. My hair turned out this awful purple color. You guys, I had to go buy a stripping kit from Rite Aid. My hair was orange, carrot top orange, unintentionally. Needless to say, I didn't go to school for the next 2 days. God bless my mom for letting me stay home and not having to go to school with hair like that. But just don't do it. Just go to the salon and get your hair done. And honestly, you're that young. Don't even ruin your hair. Just let it be natural.
Dude,
let it be natural. It's going to be dead by the time you're 20. I promise.
The first time I dyed my hair, it was just a peekaboo. I don't know if you remember that, but when you did like the bottom color,
yes.
a different color. Okay, well, I did like this like reddish brown like peekaboo underneath. I was in 4th grade. Why were we dyeing our hair in 4th grade?
No.
And then I wonder, and then it's again box dye, bleach highlights by ourselves. I'm sorry, but now I question why my hair's dead.
Yeah, right. Why it won't grow?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why is my hair falling out in clumps? I don't know. Probably because you damaged it so much when you were younger.
Yeah. So don't. Just don't.
No.
Your hair will be fine. You don't need to dye it till you're maybe older.
Yeah.
Maybe not even then. Yeah. Who knows?
Going back to coffee is not water. So though it is very trendy and you look really cool walking around with a Starbucks cup or taking your picture with your Starbucks cup for your Instagram or whatever social media the younger ones use today, it does not replace water. It's so important to drink water. You're going to get a pouch like me if you drink that much coffee from all the sugar in it. And I'm telling you, don't do it. It's so hard to lose. One last one I wanted to talk about was that you can choose who you want to be or find who you are, regardless of your upbringing or the circumstances that you are given in your life. So if you're raised in like a toxic home, or you're raised in a home that, sorry, the girls are crying, that your parents push you to go to college, or your parents want you to stay back and work on a farm or something, like, do what you want to do for you and be who you want to be, and not just who your parents want you to be, who your friends want you to be, who your teachers want you to be. It's so important to be yourself because your happiness matters so much.
One other thought kind of going off that is like, again, and I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but like, your life is for you. And so like, I know I always struggled when I was younger with like body image and everything, but like how you feel about yourself is more important than how other people think about you and feel about you. So really, like, when you're making those goals and like you want to go live your life and you want to create the life that you want, it's for you. However you feel most comfortable, however you feel confident, that's what it's about.
That's so true. And it's such a shame. Like, I feel like they don't teach that. I know I always go back to school, but you spend so many hours of your life inside those walls that these things are so important. They should be teaching these young girls and boys But definitely girls, these things like to love yourself, to do things for you, to not have to try to fit in, to not give into peer pressure, to say no and be firm about it. And if people don't like it, too freaking bad. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a shame that they aren't taught that. And I hope that can change because I feel like inside of those walls plays such a part in shaping who you are during your like 18 to 24 years. And if you can come out being more confident in who you are, I think you'll have a way easier time navigating your life through that next phase.
Oh yeah. I know I wasted, like, myself personally, I wasted so much of my life just trying to like fit in, and really, like, where did that get me? It didn't get me anywhere. Like, that's not what my solid friendships were based off of, and
Yeah.
it's such a shame because that's what, like, we do spend so much time in school, but school kind of the facility like treats you, or I guess not treats you, but it, like, I don't know, conditions you to try to fit in and to try to
Yeah.
like be the same as everybody else, and
Yeah.
that's not what life's about.
No. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I feel like we could go on forever about that. And this is one of the topics that we're thinking about discussing at like this teen conference that we're in the planning stages of. So we'd like to hear your feedback. If you have anything that maybe you you learned from being in high school, that you didn't know, anything that you learned as an adult that you wish you would have known basically when you were in high school. We would love to hear about that. Any experiences you have, anything maybe that you did learn that we didn't know. Maybe we looked over it because we were too busy trying to fit in. We'd love to hear it. Do you have anything else, Liz?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching our video today. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you have us on Facebook, like our page. If you can share the post to get more engagement, we love when people are commenting on it and getting feedback from them. It helps us grow as people, and it helps us know what to do our videos on. And stay tuned, bookmark our page. We're going to be coming out with some exciting things in the near future. So thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.